Ladies and gentlemen, the Madness Entertainment Group presents Put the Comic Artist Hour with Les Garner.
Howdy, y'all. I'm back. I know we missed last week, and it's been a lot of weird stuff going on. And then I've personally been away for 2 conventions. I was in Charlotte, North Carolina for Heroes Con, which was great. And then this past weekend, I was in Knoxville, Tennessee for FrankenCon Horror Convention. And that was a good show. It was good stuff. So
we kind of planned out our days off pretty well because, I mean, I didn't plan mine, obviously. The move and the train rides and all that it always seemed to be on Wednesday for some reason.
Doesn't it, though?
And this next one is also on Wednesday.
If
I'm leaving on the 8th, next Wednesday, on the train to go to New Mexico.
Well, maybe we'll see if we can't come up with something to tweak that out.
I was going to say, we could always do a recorded episode that we can play in the spot.
Yeah, I've actually got a 40-minute thing I recorded the other day doing some of what I'm doing right now that can go up. I was tempted to do that today, actually, but because my voice is so shot. I mean, two shows back to back like that, and they're good sized shows with a lot of interaction. So, but a fun thing that has come about, just so you know, CGC finally put me in their database.
Really?
Yep. Yes. So
you're gonna have to send me some signed books then.
I guess I'm actually a legit member of the industry, which means like every other legit member of the industry, I too can gouge people for the price of my signature.
I don't know why it took them this long to figure that
out. I mean, I've always been on the fringes, man. It's kind of.
Yeah, well, there's some people that are way more fringe than you that seem to be in that database. So.
Well, yeah, I have my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I have mine as well.
So,
how much does it cost?
What I got going on here today is the final inks, the ink overs or line ink overs on an animation clip for a music video to the song that is the theme song. It's so weird. We have somebody did a theme song for Oz number 3, for Nightmare on Elm Road number 3. They wrote it and recorded vocals and then sent it to us, and then I produced the music to it. And then they were like, "Hey, would you do a whole video for this?" I'm like, I guess I will. So this is a clip of it, just the lines, but you can see the movement right there.
You said, "Okay, I'll do it."
Yep. So, and I was going to talk a little bit today about some of the different animation techniques that I use. Just to kind of show people behind the curtain a little bit, because I mean, my animations tend to be, I think, pretty high quality.
Yeah.
And
yeah. We'll call it that.
These days, if you're not a part of a big company, you do anything that has that kind of quality, everybody screams AI. And I'm like, okay, can we just not? Like, I'm not even going to get into that BS. But I wanted to show some stuff just because, it's like here's another look at some of how this is done. And this is a really complicated shot too. I mean, this.
The camera's moving up and. Yeah.
So anyway, I wanted to show that, like, Let's see here now if I can find.
That is really cool how the point of view is changing through the whole clip.
Mm-hmm.
You
Let
know,
me. Of course, we talked a minute ago about how I'm doing things a little different today. I'm gonna kill my camera for a second so I don't completely ruin the screen because my stuff is a little janky, so I can switch programs really quick. Let's go. Let's see, is this it? I don't know how. Do you think if I just played this video that it would stream okay through here?
it should.
All right. Well, I'm gonna do that. So
You can either load it into the video clips in the media assets, or you can share a screen if you have it up on a different screen and play it that way.
yeah, I've got it right here. It's 3 minute video, and it is done, and I love it. So I'm gonna turn on my video again here, and here we go.
Got the magic beans. Oh, the sound is really low if it's playing.
Who spoke of truth but offered lies? When
right.
That was cool, but we could barely hear the music.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, it was a good look anyway. So like that Mirror Man character, uh, one of the things that I like doing, because I've actually got a lot more animation done than just that. Like it's just like shooting film. You end up creating a lot more footage than you'll actually use because you need choices to be able to cut between stuff. So like, but I'll do
Yeah,
some
it sounded like it made your mic cut down some too. Like you got lower.
back up. I actually turned myself down so that it wouldn't go back through. There we go. So like one of my favorite things to do, is that better?
Back it off a little bit.
All right. How's that?
All right, better.
Yeah, one of my favorite things to do is to do these like kind of like as a 3D guy, like the models I do for this stuff are really quick, really run and gun. But it's okay because I end up projecting my actual drawing into the model as its texture. So I have my drawing wrapped onto a 3D object, and then I put an armature in that, and you see like there he is, and we can. And because of different kinds of like libraries of motion capture that I can get, a lot of them that I have access to because of stuff I've done forever and a day, I can drop in a lot of basic level movements on an armature really quickly, and then it's just a matter of tweaking it out from there. So then like I'll take something like that, and then let's go over to my compositing, and we'll hit F12 to get a render of him. No. Let's go to the animation window. Let's lock onto the camera, and we'll just. So I'm really doing a quick test here. Oh no, don't want to do that. Like a quick little demo here of this guy. I'm going to zoom out, and we'll have some frames of him walking. And I think I need to clip this to where the loop is. So it's going to be right here at frame 100. Okay. And that should be a perfect loop. So it's really handy that like once I've got a loop like that on a 3D armature, then I can swing my camera around that anywhere and get a loop that I can repeat and then move around on a stage and use it in all kinds of crazy ways. So like, let's take this guy now that I've got a camera lined up on him. I'll go into compositing. Let's hit F12. And for those who are curious, I'm working in Blender here. And why is he not showing up? Let's see here now. I bet I don't have a light in there with him. I bet you I don't. No, oh, there's one. So let's look here at my light. And I'm going to set the viewport to show what my compositor looks like. Because there are some wild tricks that I can pull on the compositor that are just so much fun. So let's go here. There he is. Okay, so there we got him showing up. Let's turn on use nodes. Now I can see what that render is looking like here. There's a few things I need to enable. Like, let's see, I need to go into my film back. And we're going to go down to here. We want to turn on transparent. Okay. Now that should render with an alpha there. Okay. And then there's a whole pile of stuff that I like doing to this from in here that might be a bit more than we should get into today, but let's do a little bit of it. Start off with a filter added in here called the Kuahara. And then I'm I'm going to drop that right in here, and you'll see it immediately starts looking more like almost like paint strokes, and that's a nice little effect. So I think I'm just going to stop with that one because that breaks it away from the 3D-ness just enough. Now then, I'm going to go into my, let's see, render engine on this is Eevee. I'm going to take the samples down to something really low so it runs faster. Let's see, clamping, ray tracing, don't need it. Simplify, I'm going to turn on. Let's see here now. Performance. Memory is good. Let me go to viewport, compositor. I want my compositor to run from my GPU. That way it hits that tasty little NVIDIA video card I've got. And that makes that work much better. Then from there, let's go in here to my output. And I'm going to set, so I don't want C drive temp. I want, let's see, let's put this in. Let's go with my socials, and then we'll call this Mirror Man Test. So that way I know exactly where that's going. Now then, I hit accept. That tells me where that's going to go. I have PNG selected as my file output. And let's see, RGBA, that's got my alpha channel in it. So now we're ready to render that out. And he should go flying through. If I want to check how fast it's going to render, I can come over and look right here because I have my compositor turned on in the viewport. Let's turn off all those doodads. And it should render almost as fast as it's displaying there. So there's that. Then I'm going to, let's see, let's go in here. Work. No, I want to go down to my assets folder. Assets. Did I put that someplace silly? Oh, I did. I put it in my 10-man socials. Never mind. So now I've got that folder open where I can see where these files are going to go. This is going to render. I don't need 100 frames of this by any stretch. So let's go into animation, my animation editor here, where I have a clip of this movement. I can see right there, 26 frames should be plenty. So let's bring that down and hit play. Perfect loop. There we go. 26 frames. Okay. And now I'm going to go up to render and hit render animation. You should see it go walking through these frames. There you go. And it's funny, I have his cane hidden in the viewport, but it is set to render, so the cane shows up. So now this is where the fun really kicks in, okay? So let's come over here and just kill this. Don't need that right now. There's a neat trick that I'll pull in here that I just think is cool. So here we've got this render, okay? I've dropped my PNG into Clip Studio. And now I'm going to hit import image. And let's see. I'm going to give myself a faster way to navigate. Here's a little trick for you, folks. If you look in Windows, if you have the address bar of your folders open, you click in there, and then when it's all highlighted like that, you hit copy and then pop back out. Now I'm going to go up one, click in there again. I'm going to hit paste. And now that I've pasted that in once, that'll be in my memory to output or to go navigate to when I bring in files. So now I'm going to hit my import button, and then from there I'm going to go, let's see, where did it go? Okay, maybe it's being stupid on me, but that's okay. It can be stupid. I'm just going to come in here and doink. There we go. Well, I had the address in memory, so I just pop it in there, and there we go. So we've started with our first frame there. So now I'm going to click on 2, shift click all the way down on 26, and we're going to hit enter. And it's going to sit here and spin for a second. Now you can see, kind of like an acid trip, all that stuff showing up there. Next thing I'm going to do is hit rasterize. Well, it has all of them selected, because by default they come in as file layers. So this is 26 frames. I'm going to create a new timeline, and we're going to say the playback time is 26. Boom, there's that. Then I'm going to click on this top frame here, which is frame 26, and tell it to create a new animation folder. Then I'm going to go over to my layers, click on the first of those, shift click to get all of them, and I drag that inside that animation folder. Now, the first time I ever did this, I remember I freaked out because I was like, where'd my stuff just go? Because it disappears. But the reason it disappears is because those frames aren't assigned, those layers aren't assigned to frames in the timeline yet. So to do that, we come over here to our animation layer and we right click and go to edit track and assign multiple cells. Then hit assign by cell name, and it will look at the names of all your layers in there and intelligently know when they're numbered, right? So then I hit OK, and it puts those out there. So then you got that. That's all set up for where I'm going to go next, though, to really kind of get total control and finesse over the look and really push it to like even more 2D animation, even though it started as 3D. I'm going to right click this animation layer and hit duplicate, hide the original. I do that because I work non-destructively. I don't like to get rid of my original folder unless I have to. Now here's where kind of the secret sauce comes in on a bunch of stuff. Okay, you'll see I have all these kind of unnamed auto actions in here. This is funny. I'm actually just going to delete these because these are all except for these two. These 10-man ones are really good. Those are useful. But I will make actions that comprise a bunch of things that you'll do to an image. Well, you're going to see. You're going to see. So I'm going to click in the timeline on the first frame. Then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to tell it to add a new auto action. Okay. Don't even care what the name is because this is just scrap. It's probably going to get deleted. But then after it pops in there, I'm going to hit record. Now it's going to do stuff that I tell it to do. So let's see. I might want to boost some levels in here to bring out some of the lines that kind of got muted. So let's see about that. Now that's a little much. So let's see if we can squeeze that. I was hoping I could get the lines on his hands come back in. I'm going to cancel that. Let's just go ahead and we'll treat this as processing for turning this into lines. Okay. So we're going to go to my quick effects, and then we'll go to artistic lines, and you'll see that it like looks at all the colors and stuff there and basically outlines all of those colors with lines. And then we can adjust for thickness. I'm going to turn up the simplicity, turn the line density down, and that's going to push us way closer to a more anime kind of look. And I'm thinking the reason it gets closer to an anime kind of look is because I guarantee you, they'll lie and say they're not, but I guarantee you a boatload of places are using techniques like this. Guaranteed. So after I've got my line setting that I want for this, and the reason I say this is kind of scrap is because these settings will change from clip to clip that you do, so it doesn't really do you any good to hold on to them. So I'm going to hit OK on that. And then before I close out recording my effects, I'm going to go to the timeline. I'm going to hit the button that says go to next frame. Okay. Now I'm going to stop that. So now we can see in my quick effects here, I have lines, and then it'll move to the next frame. Well, once I have that, now I'm going to spam the play button down here on this action. So you'll see what happens. So we got 25 frames of doing this across. So spam the crap out of that and let my computer. I wish there were a way to run actions to do that for you. It's silly to me that I have to sit there and spam it, but here's the result. So there you get a nice piece of line work out of it. I'm going to throw a white layer back behind here so you can see what's up just a little clearer. Now you need to be down here. There we go. So now you can see it against that. So then I'll come in and take this color, this original layer, and I'll duplicate it again. Normally I will make sure that I name these two so I know that that one's lines, and now this layer is going to be colors. And here I'm going to tweak out the colors across all the frames. So I'm going to do a new auto action. And again, it's probably just going to get scrapped. I'll hit record. And then I'm going to come into probably my quick effects again, although sometimes I use other things. Because you can throw any kind of effects and things, any processes, just about any processes can be thrown into your auto actions. So here I'm going to go to artistic color, and you'll see it kind of flattens some of the colors out. And then I'm going to bring those colors, the number of colors, down to like 8, which is going to effectively posterize this quite a bit. I might bring it down as far as like 6. Okay. And we'll play with these different settings for bleed and blur. There we go. Yeah, the blur kind of ends up mashing some stuff out. So I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to, I think, I want to lift the black so that it doesn't conflict so much with the lines. And that might be best done through, let's see. This is a tough one to decide because there's so many ways to do this. Let's do a select color gamut. And then I'm just going to click on the black. And I think I might go ahead and feather that just a touch. So we'll do blur border. And I'll blur that by like 5 pixels. Now then, let's go to Control U for hue and saturation. And I'm going to bring up the luminosity so that it's still relatively dark, but it's not pure black. Now I'm going to deselect. Now, because that was a selection action in there, it might be screwy on me, but I've clicked next to go to the next frame. Now I'm going to stop the action. We're going to try that action on this frame. And let's scrub back and see if it worked. Yep, it worked great. So we know it works. Click on the third frame. Now, that should run. And then when it hits the end, because that's the length of the clip, there's nowhere for it to go. So I'll just say no. All right. So now let's turn on our lines and So another nifty thing that this lets me do, having my lines separate like that, is, I can add adjustment layers over top of this. So let's do a new correction layer. Just for fun, I'm going to throw a gradient ramp on here. And we'll do something like that, which I actually do this a lot in animations, to be able to put kind of a wash of color over my base colors. And I find it's a good way of just having control of the look of things. And it's a really good way of faking some lighting. So like if we change the blend mode of that, the sky's the limit. You can do so much with it. So let's just hit play and see what we get. There he goes. So then let's actually duplicate that gradient ramp, but just drag it down here for fun. Let's see what we got. Let's delete that mask. Don't know if it's actually going to do anything down here. Let's change that to normal. Let's see. Yeah. Let's do this a little different so you can see it a little clearer. We'll do a new layer, and we're going to do a gradient. And then let's do that one. And let's do that one. And we'll flip it. Okay. And that down. That up. Boom, boom, boom. And yeah, that ought to show it up pretty well. Kind of dig that. So there you go. You can see him doing his thing. So anyway, that's like kind of a really, really run and gun fast explanation of one batch of animation methods that I've got for pounding through a lot of content really fast. So, when you're able to use 3D and 3D armatures and be able to pull in mocap, sometimes I'll do video mocap where, granted, I can't do as well as I used to because my left side's all janky, but I can still mocap my hand or mocap my face or mocap a lip sync and things like that. So there's so much available, and it's just, I just enjoy it. It's fun. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides that, honestly. But there's just an amazing amount of stuff that you can do in Clip Studio with animation, especially if you're a little bit experimental with, going back and forth between programs. Like we could take the camera and go up here and get footage of the guy walking in place, and then that clip can be animated moving across the screen. So you just animated him going across the screen when you've really only got 26 frames of animation that was done with a 3D armature, and you didn't have to draw a single line of it. So I'm a big fan of that, especially since I sculpt my own meshes and stuff. So it's, it doesn't feel like a cheat either, because it's my line work baked into the textures, and it's my sculpt, it's my hands doing all of it. So
yeah, it's all you.
Just, it's my way of not needing to, hire a bunch of kids from South Korea at a nickel an hour. See, that's ethical animations. Like, I'm not hiring a sweatshop to do it. Anywho, boy, that went by faster than I thought it would. Like, holy crap. I really do know what I'm talking about if I can spit that out that fast.
No, look, every one of your shows is an education. And For those of you who might not have seen this before, this is episode 104. So there's a whole bunch you can go back and learn from this man. You see what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch you can go back and watch and learn all kinds of different things from Les about all kinds of different things because he's done all of it.
There ain't a whole lot in any of the related industries related to comics that I haven't done at this point. It's kind of, you'd think I'd be wealthier than this by now.
Boy, I know what you mean.
But it's all good. It's all good. As I'm looking at this, I'm just like, man, I'm digging this. Let's do some stuff with this. Continue. I got like 20 more minutes to the show, so let's play around a bit.
Do what you want, my friend.
We can do. Let's see. I might swing wild here and actually try something that I haven't tried before because I'm curious now about it. Let's go into our assets here in Clip, and of course I've got boatloads of custom assets because that's what I do. I want a 3D. Let's go to, where do they have the primitives at in here? I want a plane. Let's see, 3D. Well, we'll just have to search for it. Plane. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to drag a 3D plane out here. And I am hopeful that this, I'm actually literally going to try something that's just in theory, but I'm hopeful that this will work the way I think it's supposed to work. So let's go into the settings on this. Of course, it decided to start tilting itself around on me here. And I'm going to try to do something here natively in Clip that I would normally do in Blender. And that is put a texture on this object that will allow me to do foliage on this plane. So let's go here. Files, assets, background plates. See, I knew I had these over here, so there we go. I should have this corn, and I'm curious if it will even map on here, right? Huh. No. Yeah, it's being janky. Well, that's just poop. So yeah, that does not do what I want.
He said that didn't work.
Huh. Well, that's weird because it's showing that in here as if it should be available, yet it's not. I wonder. Display. Oh, it's on fast settings. Let's see what normal does with that. Nope, doesn't help it. Doesn't help it at all. Nope. Shadows. I wonder what happens if I apply one of these materials to it. Yeah, it's still being stupid. Okay, so yeah, its plane is garbage. Good to know. So that means I need to make one of my own. That's easy enough. Let's go into Blender. And we will go into my, layout mode.
This goes under that there are no problems, there's only solutions category.
Pretty much, yeah. So here in Blender, I'll change my view mode to this. Let's do add a plane, and then I'm going to go to a front view here and rotate. Yeah. R90 to rotate that. And then we'll come over here. Let's go add a material to it. tab. So I'm in edit mode, and then we'll assign that material to it. I'm going to call this, I want to call this holdout, because that's what I'm using it for, is a thing called a holdout. Now I'm going to go into my, let's see, I don't want texture paint, I want shading. Come back here. Yeah. That's a big fart. Let's see, shading, holdout. Okay. Now then, let's see here now. Go into my assets, go to my background plates. I'm going to drag this corn asset plate into here, and I'm going to drag the color on that into the base color, and then the alpha into the alpha, and that should do that. Let's see. Then I want the roughness turned all the way up. All right, now layout. Let's go here. Now rotate, and I'm gonna hold the control key so I can interactively rotate but have it locked. And then we're just going to bring this. Oh, that's why it's being stupid, because I had snapping turned on. Never mind. All right. Yes. So then we're going to get my rotate tool. And I'm going to make sure this is facing forward. Then I've got cheats set up here, so I hit Q and it brings up my quick favorites. And I'm going to say origin to 3D cursor. Hit Q again. I'm going to say freeze all transforms. Sweet. That looks really cool through my post effects too. If I want to see it without that stuff, that's what it'll probably look like over in Clip. So now I'm going to go here, and we're going to go to export, and I'm going to export let's do an FBX of this. That's and dev. Yeah, that's, you know what? I'll probably want to use this again later. So I'm going to put this in a new folder called Scene Assets. Okay, now I only want the selected objects, which would be the plane. And there, it should be good. So now I'm gonna call this corn stalks. And then I'm going to export an FBX of that. Now, hopefully, and I say hopefully because I have seen plenty of times when Clip decides to not play nice with an FBX. But here we're going to try this. Yeah, it's tiny too. It's only 18K, so let's see what it does. Oh, there it goes. And of course, the stinking transparency does not translate through correctly. That is very irritating, but we're close. We're very close. So close. All right. I'm wondering how I can get that transparency play properly in Clip. Well, it doesn't really matter because we've got lots of other things that we can do with it that are super cool. Like, get some more coffee there. So, and this is why Blender is the better place to be doing the 3D stuff anyway. So let's just hide him, and then I'm going to move. No. Let's go. There's that. I'm thinking, you know what? There is a way that we can use that in Clip, actually. We're going to go here, and we're going to go to import, importante, where's my import button? There we go, import, import. Okay, that was already there, dork. There we go. So we've got that in here, and that's here as a file object. So I'm going to, one simple quick thing that you can do with it is just pull this down underneath him here, and we could bring that up like so, and you've already got him against the background. But if we, let's take this down a bit, and let's go ahead and make it a little bigger, and then I'm going to rasterize it. So that converts it from its file to actual pixels in the layer. Then I'm going to duplicate that layer, and we shall drag that over, and we're going to merge that down. So now we've got a longer clip of this. Okay. Then let's just duplicate that one more time, and we'll pull these around until we know we've got this really long clip of this stuff. Merge those down. Okay. Now I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to go to free transform. And I'm going to do some nifty perspective faking here. So I'm going to pull this handle straight up and this handle straight down. And then we're going to grab this guy and bring him in. Okay. Like that. Now then, let's drop that down a piece. Now I'm going to right click on this layer and say convert layer. I'm going to change it to an image material layer. And what that's going to do is going to let me place keyframes on it. So now, wherever that layer is at, where'd you go, buddy? Where'd you go? Where you hiding at? Where are you hiding at? There he is. Okay, so we want this stuff to be passing by. Okay, so we'll start off here, turn on animation, and then we'll add a keyframe. And this is probably nowhere near correct, but I'm going to go here and add another keyframe, and then I'm going to grab my object tool, and I'm going to scale this down. That should. Now we'll see what that does. And this is all to be played with, Yep, not bad. So I think this key needs to be linear. Let's see. Linear interpolation. Linear interpolation on you. There we go. So it doesn't loop perfectly, but you get the idea. And then once we've got one of those on here, if we wanted, we can just duplicate that, and we'll bring him to the front. And this is a neat little trick. If I create a folder and insert that layer, now I should be able to scale the. It's not going to let me do that. Why is it not letting me do that? I've done this before. It's being poopy. Okay. So, well, that's kind of garbage. Well, anyway, on that lovely note, I'm going to come in here in this first frame. I'm going to move this way down like that. And then I'm going to scale this one up since it's closer to us. And then come to that last frame. I'm going to scale that up. we're going to move it down. So now he's actually moving behind some stuff. Now, a much more advanced version of that would be to take the foliage and animate the foliage with its own frames, and then bake those into a file, a referenced file, and then that referenced file will keep playing its loop, but then you can move it around on the stage like that. So, you can just keep going and going and going with that stuff, embedding things and doing all kinds of wild stuff with it. So, anyway, that's kind of a fast deep dive into some wild hybrid animation techniques, blending between 2D and 3D, and it's a free for all in here.
And look, it's probably more detailed than most of the stuff being sold to streaming platforms.
Yeah. Well, I got my sights on some things, so we'll see. We'll see what the next year or two can bring.
I'm going to keep pushing Mike Barron and you together until I see a Nexus animated series.
That would be fun to do. Nexus would not be hard to animate at all.
No, it wouldn't. And my God, you guys, between the two of you, it would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be a hoot. We've got a lot of stuff going on with Resolute Bliss and the different books and things we have, which, by the way, Oz number 3 is about halfway through its current Kickstarter. And I think we're up over 8K right now. And just to note, we went live on Saturday at Heroes Con 2 weeks ago, and we're fully funded inside of 5 minutes.
That's how you do it.
So yeah, we got some baller stuff going on. There's, of course, the Gasp number 2 Kickstarter closed out recently. It did really well. We were very happy with it. That's in fulfillment right now. Oz number 3 is heading into the final stretch soon. And I'm very confident as to where I think it's gonna. I'm not gonna jinx it by saying out loud a number that I think, but I think it's gonna be our strongest Kickstarter yet. And then coming up, I believe next month, around the end of July, or this month actually. God, it's going by so fast. Around the end of July, beginning of August, we should be launching Brides number 2. So, and that'll be happening. I think we'll be doing some stuff around that at CreepyCon. It's a big horror convention in Knoxville that I'll be at the end of this month. So, a lot of stuff going on. We got, like I said, there's Gasp. Of course, we're about to start work on Gasp number 3. And since I'm kind of in charge of editorial on that, I got to pick a bunch of stuff for it, which I'm like, So Gasp number 3, I don't know, we may end up recruiting a different artist to do the main story just to give me a breather. But if not for 3, then definitely for 4, I'll be taking a break for at least one issue on Gasp, because I am spread so stinking thin. I mean, it's
you get 4 done, and then you get 4 done and everything, and then you spend the next 8 months releasing trades, and you get that break.
Yeah. Well, we'll have Gasp number 3 probably landing. I'm gonna say Gasp number 3 will probably run and then fulfill before Halloween. That's what I'm expecting. That's probably going to be our target time for that. Of course, I would say Gasp.
I was going to say, just try to get it set up so that you'll be releasing a trade, and then a trade, and then a trade, and then you have like a year off.
Well, we'll have So before the end of the year, we should be out with Oz number at least 4, maybe 4 and 5 should be before the end of the year, I think.
See, that's what I'm saying. Get 4 and then do a trade. And that's the break you need right there without
Well,
hiring any more.
Oz will get collected. We'll get the trade done after 6 issues. That's actually just baked into the way that the series is designed.
Okay.
Then Brides number 3 will be so the thing with it's kind of funny. Oz is kind of a traditional floppy. It's like 24-page issues, maybe sometimes more. It's never less than 24. And it'll be 6 of those, and then we'll compile it. Brides is 40-page issues, so it's double-sized issues basically. And Brides is 3 double-sized issues, which ends up putting it about the same size trade. Then we'll have I don't know what the plans are for doing trades or compendiums of Gasp. Probably not going to do those until probably won't be a trade of Gasp until we've got a year or 2 of them under our belts, just because it's a different beast. One thing on the horizon to keep a lookout for is that Apocalypse Girl is coming to Resolute Bliss. We've got that all worked out, and I do have a handful. I mean, a handful. It's a very small number of copies left from Source Point. Who, there's no bad blood there or anything. Me and Dirk are brothers from other mothers, but I have so much going on that for me to really continue for books that belong to me, they need to be with Resolute because I do so much for them and they handle so much for me. It just makes sense. But Apocalypse Girl is going to get a re-release of the first series, first 6 issues, volume 1, and it'll be called the Creators Edition because I'm putting a boatload more content into that. So Apocalypse Girl is a 150-page story to begin with, and then I'm gonna say there's probably going to be another 20, anywhere from 20 to 50 pages of content going in, from character bios to prose. Each issue is considered a chapter, and each chapter now has like a prose, narrated intro. Because the world of Apocalypse Girl, the Apocalypse Girl's, everybody knows that one's like my baby. That one's my heart, and the world building behind it is just so deep that I can step into that world anytime and do anything. I mean, there's some spin-off stories that I want to do from it. I totally want to do a series, like a 6-issue series that is all about Mama, because Mama is my girl. I love Mama. But anyway, so with all that said, volume 2 of Apocalypse Girl is going to be on deck for me real soon. I've already got the first pass of the script written for it, so it's busy, man. It's crazy busy. So, and of course, Dirk could get mad at me if he watches this and he doesn't hear me say anything. Of course, there's the book I'm currently working on with Dirk called Frog Sweat, which I'm about halfway through right now. Which he's probably getting irritated with me because he just sent me the script for issue 3 of it, or chapter 3 of it, and I haven't finished reading it yet because I'm dead tired. But yeah, a lot going on. It's going to be interesting to see my table at shows next year because it's going to have stacks and stacks of different books. So that's kind of a cool place to be.
Including the Ozzy Art Book.
Yes, I need to get some copies of that in hand that I can put out there too. And and I honestly, I still don't quite know what it means, but I just think it sounds cool. It's like, hey, you're CGC certified now. And I'm like, well, how'd that happen? They didn't ask me about that. Do I have to approve it?
You get it people get a yellow label on your signature now or something like that. It's
I'm
you know
just
it's legit. It's not the could be.
What I was told was basically they're like, well, you know how you don't charge for signatures? I was like, yeah. They're like, stop that. So, and I'm like, well, so my policy is going to be first 2 signatures are free, and maybe more. I may be super chill about it still, unless you've got like a loaf. That's what I heard somebody call it, was when they bring up a big stack of books because they're going to flip them. It's like, you bring me a loaf, I want to slice off of that loaf.
Yeah, no kidding. Look, I met the guy who created the Power Rangers at the Hall of Heroes Con, right? And I took him a book to sign because I happened to have one of them black bag Green Ranger knives or whatever, daggers, right? And I took it to have him sign. He goes, do you want me to sign it to you, or do you want me to just sign it like so you can flip it? And I'm like, dude, I didn't bring this to you flip it. I got my grandson over there at the booth. I want to go surprise him with your freaking autograph. Sign it to Isaac. You know?
Oh yeah, I always appreciate that stuff.
I mean, you know, I ain't never been the guy who flips. I'm the guy who collects, and then I give stuff away, like to my grandson. Unless I really get in a spot and I need to sell something. I've done that occasionally, but not much. You know, I've been able to avoid it for the most part. I still got most all my collection this time.
It's a weird feeling for me when there's like I recently had a book that I worked on. All I did was a cover, and I'm notoriously kind of, I don't mean to be rude to guys who all they do is covers, but I guess sometimes they think I'm rude to them because I'm like, well, all I did is a cover. You know, it's just a cover. Because I'm like, I didn't do the interiors on it, man. I didn't do the real work. I just got to do one nice image, and there you go. You know, because that's the truth of it. It's like, it blows my mind, folks who just do covers. I'm just like, seriously, why are you in this business? Oh yeah, money. Okay, I get it. But no, first time I'd ever seen this book in person. I did the cover and did a cover for this particular book a few years ago, and the only time I've seen it in person was a guy comes up to me and is about to get a slab sealed with this in it, and he wants me to sign it before he seals it or whatever. Like, I don't even know how it all works. I just know he had it slabbed and he was going to take it out for me to sign it. And I was like, dude, I was like, I don't even have a copy of that. He's like, I'll sell it to you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, $300. $300 for my own damn book? Are you crazy? I was like, no, I'll just here's the signature. I should have charged him $100 for the signature. It's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $50 for it, but I'll charge you $250 for my signature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like, wait a minute, you gonna flip off my art and make that much, dude? And if I buy it, you better cut me a deal. That's all.
Yeah, really.
Have it if it wasn't for me. You know?
That was just such a weird experience, man. To have done this stuff for as long as I have, and then finally have somebody come up and it's like, oh yeah, this has got some value to it. I'm like, how? I don't even understand, man.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what it is. Obviously, if there's a demand for it, then, but it might just sit on his shelf too.
Yeah, it was weird. Well, the particular book he had in mind, I had actually seen on eBay before that, and like a couple years before that, I'd seen it on eBay, and it was $250 then. So that was just like, what the hell? So yeah, when they did when I was informed about the CGC thing, I was told, it was like, yeah, remember that guy? And that, because it was folks who were with me that day when the guy was there, like, yeah, remember that guy? I'm like, yeah. They're like, yeah. Like, keep pushing, and you're going to be able to have a piece of that. I'm like, okay, I'll take a piece of whatever I can get because, you know, I ain't exactly a rich artist.
Yeah.
I'm just an artist who works his ass off. Well, it is 1:06, and I think we've had some fun on here today. So
I think it's 2:06, Les.
Or 2:06, 1:06 for me. I'm at 6. But yeah, I'm gonna hop on off here and actually go take a nap because I'm old and tired and have been traveling way too much lately.
Yeah, I heard that. I'm about to travel again.
Oh man, I know where you're going, and I'm just like, no.
What? What? I'm going to the heat again. You know, I mean, but I've done that before. That's not a deal breaker. I gotta go take care of that. You know,
You're scratching your ass on a cactus, man.
well, I mean, 35 years in Phoenix, you know.
I can't say much. I've never spent any time in Arizona, so I just know what I hear about it, and I'm like, man, well,
last week when I was there, it was 90s and 100, so I already got a little taste. You know?
Yeah. Hey, get ready to cook. Yeah.
I think I'll be all right.
Here's your $1 million invention for the day. Is get one of those little USB powered desk fans. It's about as big as the palm of your hand, and you know, like mount it to a jock strap so you can keep your junk cool.
Yeah, I actually got set up in a pretty good room that has a really, really good ceiling fan. Mom's cooling system works pretty good. She's always complaining about it being too cold, so not worried about that, right? For me, I have built a local base here. I know Mark, I know Alan, the cons that we go to that we get to hang out at and stuff, and I have a bit of a local presence, right? I have to go start all over again in Albuquerque and try to get press passes to that con and those cons there and go meet the people at the comic stores there and rebuild a local presence in a new place.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to be my challenge because I'm obviously not going to be able to travel to Grand Rapids and stuff when I want to because I'm going to take care of Mom, not hoping for a better opportunity in the network, although this could present some newer, bigger opportunities.
Could present some interesting stuff. I know some interesting folks out in Arizona for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not going to be far from there. I mean, Polito's there. You know, I mean, there's a lot of ups and downs. I mean, for me, it's just leaving the grandkids behind is the hard part.
Yeah, that's going to suck, but you've got to take care of Mama. I know how that is. I lived in Indianapolis for a year once, taking care of my mama, and you know, you got to take care of Mama. Trust me, I did not like Indianapolis at all. I'm just like, oh my God, this place is trash.
I'm so used to being out in the boonies. It's gonna suck being in the city again.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That part's gonna suck. But you know, I mean, I got to do what I got to do. And again, I have no idea how long this is gonna be.
Yeah.
You know, I have no idea how long this is gonna last or what. I mean, I could be back in Michigan in a year or two. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, here's hoping your mom does all right though, and that it all works out well. You know.
Well, I'm hoping that things still work up here for you guys. I'm hoping that Mark will still talk to Mike and maybe hit Mike with a table, and if you could still come up and hang out with Dirk, and you guys can all hang out together. I'm still hoping this can happen, even though I'm not there.
Oh yeah. Well, I know. Probably going into next year, I'm confident that next convention season you're going to see me and Dirk out together at some shows. Just cause just because I've got the train rolling hard enough now that I'm probably going to be doing some of those, and hopefully I'm starting to turn over enough revenue at shows that I can justify some airfare and start getting some of those northern shows, because I can't drag Dirk's ass farther south than the bottom of Ohio hardly.
Well, he comes to all ours up here in Michigan. That's what I was saying. I'm still hoping that you guys can do the Grand Rapids Con in November together to beat Mike, and hoping that Mark will, still do something and get Mike up there. I just won't be there, right? And I don't know that I'll be able to run away for a weekend and take care of Mom. You see what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh man, I got some really killer shops in the Knoxville, Tennessee market, who I think there's like 2 or 3 different shops out there who have all said, they're like, yeah, when you and Dirk get your next book together, we want to do a big thing for you.
Yeah.
So I'm going to drag him down south one way or the other, man.
That's what I mean, signings. That's the other thing. I'll be in a city where there's actually comic shops, and I'll be able to do some stuff with some local stores, which there ain't any here except Buy Me Toys. And we promote them all the time, and they're at the cons we're at. You know what I mean? It's like, but I get to go to a city that has some actual comic shops that I, can network with more.
I got you, man. I got you. Well, on that note, I'm going to call it a day. Hope folks enjoyed the show today. I think we shared some interesting stuff. And, if you got anything queued up there that'll help push Oz number 3 a little bit, that'd be cool. I don't know if we can get some of that on the way out. So
I got a Deer City. I got an Oz 3 trade. What do you think about that?
Sweet. Good deal.
I just play them all, bro. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Y'all
All
have
right.
a good day. We will see you.
Peace out, y'all.
Later today, I think there might be a Silver Lion show tonight, and might be a Triple Threat comic show that I put up later. But it's all action around here, people. Have a good day. We'll see you.
Later, y'all.
Peace.
Chambers dark inside of me.
Evening, darlings. It's about time to start this show. Get on out of here. That's my set. My name's Belladonna Lamort, and I'm just hopping on screen to tell you, if y'all ain't checked out the Gasp Horror Anthology from Resolute Bliss, then y'all about as silly as that dusty old bag of bones. So what you waiting for? Head on over and sign up at Kickstarter now.
Presented by Resolute Bliss with our friends at Live Storm Chasers, because real storms inspire the darkest of legends.
This storm's trying to take us back.
Back to Gear City?
Not again.
Run! Here it comes. There she is. It's the witch.
She sure knows how to make an entrance.
I do hope you'll join me. Not Oz like you've known. Welcome to my corner of Oz. a place called Gear City. Back Gear City, a tale from the broken world of Oz, coming soon to Kickstarter from Resolute Bliss Publishing.
Dr. Mall? Yeah, this is Detective Marcus Fulton with Kinnixon County Sheriff's Department, and I have a case I need your help with.
How many bodies?
2. Both ritual killings, both males, no obvious connection.
Are you a hunter, Mr. Fulton?
As much as I can be.
Good. Because we're about to hunt the most elusive apex predator there is.
Well, then you better get a good night's sleep. I'll see you tomorrow.
Some killers, they want to be found. Some want to be caught. They want to see their own headlines. This man is not interested in any of that. He's on a mission. He's not going to stop. He's not going to make any mistakes.
There's a reason the Res is where it is. Hell, even the local tribes haven't been up there in 200 years. They say even the land is evil.
I don't believe that kind of evil.
Maybe you should.
Ozzy, what are you doing? Come and have a look at this lovely book that was sent over.
You're wrapping in the perpendicular.
Oh, go on and spit the bat out your mouth. No one can understand you like that.
Better now. 6 out of 5 dentists and all.
Oh, well, that's not much better. Ozzy, why don't you sing to me? I can always understand you when you sing to me.
Fucking my brains. What is this my publisher sent me? Inked in black with art so sweet.
So what do you think? Do you like it?
Oh, Lord, yeah.
It's a place to celebrate heroes that have passed. A place to remember great deeds and past battles. And the place where evil now waits to strike. Galaxy Memorial Park, Volume 2. Crowdfunding on fundmycomic.com.
If you missed the live viewing of any Meg production, you can find all our content on Roku or as a member of this channel. Madness Entertainment Group.